So, unfortunately, RJ's parents had to go down there and find them. And they'll never be the same. And, yeah. So I was actually in Alberta at that particular minute. I was visiting a friend, and I got the call. And when I got the call, something inside of me was like, you're going to have to do this. I don't know what it was, but I just knew that I was going to have to rise to an occasion. So I quickly got home and jumped into action. And I don't know if that's the trauma responses and whatnot that are in me, but I'm definitely somebody you want in your corner if there's a crisis. I know how to just stay calm and assess the situation like a first responder. I feel like I have like a first responder of crisis. That's not weird, but it's kind of true. Anyway, yeah, I do well in a crisis, and and I guess it probably helped distract me. But in the end, I feel like there is no pain on this earth as a human being like that of losing a child. Not emotionally. I don't think anything trumps that. You can have things like horribly inflicted on you, sure, but the loss of a child's like nothing else. So I knew that no matter how I felt, no matter my love for these children that I drove to school and joked with, and he was an auntie too, and that being my best friend, and RJ and I always had a great, love for each other too. And it didn't matter how I felt because I didn't lose a child. That's how I felt at that moment. And I knew that I could do it and I would be okay so long as I found solace after, where I could just go away from the whole world for a little while and just let it get as ugly as it needed to get. Because that's how I've always coped with these things. Like I said, I know that I'm good in a crisis because I've been in a few. When you're around people who have addictions, you get pretty good at it. So, anyways, and that is ultimately what but I knew that if I didn't do it, I would have gone out of my absolute mind. And it was worth every penny. I just wish that it didn't have to cost me everything that I had. But it did. I mean, it just destroyed me. I mean, and my health took I think everybody had not just me, right? I'm not being a martyr either. I am just telling my story as I witnessed it. So I wrote the eulogy, and in doing so, I sat with every parent and listened and cried and got everything that they wanted said. I made sure. I bought clothes for the children to wear in their caskets. I had to make decisions with the funeral home. I had to coordinate. I had to practice with a musician. I had to write the eulogy. And like I said, I think it was all great distraction for me. But also in helping others, you do get healing yourself. And I think that that's a very understated thing. But it is very helpful to your soul to help other people in many different ways. And I encourage people to stop being so hyper-focused on themselves. And I say that to myself when I say that too. But yeah. And then when the day came, it was an outdoor event that was live broadcasted to people who couldn't be there all around the world. And the teachers and principals and firefighters and first responders who a lot of them needed leave after this. There was, but they they lined the streets. And it was quite coming together of the community, and it was very touching. And I thank you all so much. But it rocked our community. It wasn't just our family, so it was a lot. But yeah, when the day came, I stood and gave a 25-minute eulogy for 6 people. And then I put that mic down, and I picked up a different mic, and I sang. And then I sang again after. In the weeks that followed, I helped pack up their belongings, and there were some charity events and things like that, some fundraisers kind of participated in, and then I went away for a month, and nobody knew where I was. And I just let it get ugly. When Michelle was helping me move and I was going through this breakdown, this is when I had this epiphany, I'll call it, to write this book. Michelle was the only person for a very long time that I told anybody about this book. And the moment I said it to Michelle, she went, yes. Like, she believed in me so much that she made me believe in me. And she was my champion, my one person in the world that didn't ever get jealous of me or treat me in any kind of way. She just was so genuinely happy for me all the time. And I felt that same way for her. Like, we just love the shit out of each other. I don't know how to explain it, but we're just so happy for each other. And so I lost my, person in all this. And that was my biggest heartbreak in a world where people are not that kind sometimes. So it was tough in that way for me personally. I grieved them all, but that I just, yeah. So I in that month that I took to myself, I finished the book. And I dedicated it to them. And I said, whatever healing may come, may it be done in your memory. And it was my way of honoring her and her cheering me on, to do something so brave. And yeah, that's a crazy story of the big tragedy of my life that kind of marks things. And now it's out there and it's concreted, and I'm okay. But yeah, that's big part of my story, and that's what I'm doing here. So I thank you all so much again for listening and wanting to know my story enough to sit through to this part. So yeah, I'll catch you in the next one.